Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to another edition of the Next Evolution Athletics Online Q&A. So I've got two questions today, and they're both really good. Man, these are good questions. You guys are really knocking it out of the park. So first one is a nutrition question. The second one is a training question. So I'm going to paraphrase the questions. And again, I never use anyone's name because it's not anyone's business, really. Just have a good question. All right. So how do you focus on a weight loss goal if you don't actually have a specific weight loss number for a goal? That's a really good question. So first off, we'll talk about part A and we'll talk about part B of this question. Okay, part A. If you don't actually have a specific weight loss goal, you're just kind of like unsure of what that should be. You don't really need one, but if you're the type of person that needs to kind of have like a checkpoint and kind of like goals, this is really helpful. It's also really helpful as a coach because it tells me if we're being successful or not. So what I like to do, if it's feasible, say take 10% and use that as your overall large goal. So for example, if you're 200 pounds and you want to lose 10%, that would be 20 pounds. Okay, so your overall large goal would be a 20-pound weight loss, which is pretty good. Okay, now what we need is checkpoints. So kind of things that are like smaller goals that are more manageable that keep us on track going toward the larger goal. So what I'll do from that is I will take 10% and break it into 5 pieces of 2%. So your small goals will be 2% checkpoints, which would be about 4 pounds. Okay, so checkpoint 1, 4 pounds weight loss, move on. Checkpoint 2, 4 pounds weight loss, now you have a total of 8 pounds weight loss. Checkpoint 3, now you have another 4 pounds, which gives you a total of 12 pounds. So then you just kind of continue on until you get to 20 pounds, and then you reassess. Okay, and that's generally what I say when you don't have a specific weight loss goal. Take 10% and then use that as a goal. So if you're like 400 pounds, it'd just be doubled. It'd be 40 pounds, and then your weight loss goals would be 8-pound increments. Make sense? Now, here's the fun thing with weight loss. If you're the type of person that has a goal, generally what you'll do is you'll wake up every morning or every other day and weigh yourself. And just so you know, guys, the scale never just continuously does this. It does this and generally trends in that direction. So if you look at the scale and 4 days a week, its scale is up, and 3 days a week it's down, but overall at the end of the week it's down, that's success. However, most people freak out, they get pissed off, and they start eating like shit because they went up half a pound. Okay, you're never going to have a consistent weight loss in a straight line. So you have to understand that focusing on just the scale, bad idea. The scale is what you use to measure checkpoints and progress. The scale does not define you. So instead of focusing on what the scale says, you have to focus on the process of losing the weight. So what does that mean? The process of losing the weight is actually the acts that get you to where you want to go. Okay? So being consistent with your training, being consistent with your nutrition plan, being consistent with your lifestyle choices. All of these are process-focused goals, not outcome-focused goals. The minute you get into an outcome-focused goal, now you're going to be in trouble. That's where you're going to get caught because the scale is the biggest liar in my industry. It's necessary for some people, a lot of people actually, but it's not what defines you, and it's not how you want to focus your progress. You focus your progress on staying consistent and putting the effort in things you can control, not things you can't control. I hope that makes sense. Okay, next question. Okay, this one I had to paraphrase because it was a really long question. But essentially it broke down to when a person's going through Ramadan, okay? And for those of you who don't know what Ramadan is, it's where you fast all day and eat in the morning, first thing in the morning before daybreak, and then the last thing at night. Okay. If you're going through the process of Ramadan, how do you adapt higher intensity days or higher volume days when you feel like absolute garbage and you have no energy? Okay. So this is going to be the perfect answer because there's no perfect answer to this one. Okay. when you go through events like Ramadan, it is very, very difficult to see a lot of natural progress. Now, I'm not saying you can't progress. I'm saying it's difficult because you have to have such a control on your schedule and understand that there are a lot of factors that are going to go against you in this one. Okay? So, one of the things I recommend is when you eat first thing in the morning, wait an hour or two, train. You'll have way more energy then. Okay? But a lot of people don't. Okay? What they'll do is they'll eat first thing in the morning, they have to go to work or go to school, which is challenging. And they try and train at night after you fasted and worked all day. So that's very difficult because you're going to have low energy naturally, and it's going to be very, very difficult to muster that up without the use of stimulants or outside drugs. Not saying it's impossible, just saying it's difficult. So I'd adjust my training time to first thing in the morning instead of the evening. Okay. Then there are just days that you're going to have way less energy, period. You're just going to have way less energy. So if that's the case, I would focus on the main portion of the workout. So you have to do, like, say, a heavy, intense strength day. Chances are you're not going to hit really good numbers. So you focus on how the bar feels versus how the bar moves and how much weight's on the bar. Sorry. You focus on how the bar feels and moves versus how much weight is on the bar. Okay? Because if you've starved all day and you haven't eaten all day and you've had a really stressful day, your percents are going to be way off. Okay? So don't worry about what's on the bar, worry about how it feels and moves, period. And focus on the main portion. Generally, you do less volume on those days that you have super low energy, and maybe cut the volume in half. Okay, focus on the things that are going to build you up. Okay, reduce the volume. Yeah, reduce the weight probably. Focus on like the movements. Move at your own pace. That's what I wanted to say. Moving at your own pace allows you to have some recovery, not all the recovery, but some of the recovery necessary to get through bigger movements. So say, for example, I have a 5x5 squat working up to like 85%, and I fasted all day. I had a really stressful day at work or school. I'm probably not going to make it to 85%, maybe on the last set, if I'm feeling really good. But my rest breaks in between the sets are going to go from, like, instead of 2 minutes to like probably 5 or 6 minutes, just because you're going to be toast. You got to replenish the ATP necessary. So it's going to take a little bit longer. So don't focus on that type of training right now. It's very difficult. Not saying again, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's very difficult to really see a lot of big progress in a time like this. So I would focus on, again, being consistent with my workouts and going through them as best I can, putting in the effort that I have. Okay, those things will help you progress instead of regress, or at least maintain. Okay, so don't expect your progress to be like this. Your progress will be maybe something like this. But even in that state, when you're not losing, that's a huge goal. That's a huge benefit. Those are really great questions because I really do appreciate those ones. So keep the questions coming. I got more for you next week. Stay tuned. Keep going.